So let us consider the third problem. Here also we have to determine the nature of 1 plus 1 by 2 square plus 2 square by 3 cube plus 3 to the power of 3 by 4 to the power of 4 plus dot dot dot. So the first job is to consider the given series as summation un. So let summation un be the given series. So whatever is the given series here, we shall take that series as summation un. So summation un be the given series, and now our duty is to find the nature of this summation un. Now the first job is to find out what is un, that is the nth term of the series. Here un, the nth term of the series, we are now writing by looking at the series. So in the numerator, see, while writing the first term of the the nth term of the series, we have to look at the given series from the second term onwards by ignoring the first term. By ignoring the first term, we have to write down that one. By ignoring the first term, that we can do because we have made a remark that by ignoring some of the terms from the given series, the nature of the series will not be changed. Therefore we can ignore the first term. So by ignoring the first term, we can write down un as n to the power n. You look at the first term, it is 1 to the power of 1. Look at the second term, it is 2 to the power of 2. Third term, 3 to the power of 3. Nth term, n to the power of n. Divided by, in the first term, it is 1 plus 1 to the power of 1 plus 1. So in the second term, 3 to the power of 3 means 2 plus 1 to the power of 2 plus 1. In general, for the nth term, it should be 1 extra, n plus 1 to the power n plus 1. So by looking at the given series, we have obtained the value of the nth term of the given series. Now again we have to arrange the terms as per our requirement, keeping the numerator as it is, n to the power of n as it is. In the denominator, let us take this n outside. So when we take n outside, it comes along with its power n plus 1. N when we take outside, it comes with the power n plus 1. So what will be the thing within the bracket? 1 here plus 1 by n here, and power remains as it is. So this is the thing remaining. Now when we take this n to the power of n to the denominator, so after simplification, this is going to be n1 divided by n to the power n plus 1 minus n. N to the power n plus 1 is already there, so it is going to be minus n when it is being taken to the denominator. So, or otherwise we can say that it can be written as n to the power of n into n. So n to the power of n to the power of n cancelled, only n remains. The same thing is going to be here, that is n to the power of 1, that is n will be remaining here also. Now the remaining thing, that is 1 plus 1 by n whole to the power n plus 1 can be written as 1 plus 1 by n to the power n plus 1 by 1 plus 1 by n whole to the power of n plus 1 has been splitted up like bracket to the power of n, bracket to the power of 1. Now this is the quantity what we are having here, 1 divided by n. Let us write it outside here, and we shall take this as Vn later on into the bracket. The remaining things will be 1 divided by 1 plus 1 by n to the power n, 1 plus 1 by n, the remaining thing. Now let if we take Vn equal to 1 by n, so if we take Vn equal to 1 by n, here it is going to be Vn into the same bracket, that is 1 divided by 1 plus 1 by n to the power n into 1 plus 1 by n, that is. So now on LHS we are having un. So un equal to, this has been called as Vn as per this definition. Now the remaining thing is here. Let us take this Vn to the left hand side, it comes to the denominator. So this implies un divided by Vn equal to the bracket remaining as it is, that is 1 divided by 1 plus 1 by n whole to the power n, 1 plus 1 by n. So now we have to take the limit as per the statement of the comparison test. We have to take the limit on both sides as n tending towards infinity of un divided by vn, and here also limit as n tending towards infinity of the RHS 1 divided by 1 plus 1 by n whole to the power of n, and here it is 1 plus 1 by n. Now we are looking at the terms which are in the denominator of right hand side. The first, we can take the limit onto this term, limit onto this term. So we have one important thing, that is limit as n tending towards infinity of 1 plus 1 by n whole to the power of n is equal to e, whose value is 2.2.71828 an irrational number. So this is one of the standard limits when we substitute n tending towards infinity. So that is going to give us 1 divided by e into, here it is very simple, 1 plus 1 by infinity is 1 plus 0, the second term. So we have used this formula for the first limit. The second limit is direct substitution. So now the answer is 1 divided by e. E value I have written here. So it is totally a finite and non-zero value. It is finite and non-zero. So as per the comparison test, hence when this limit is finite and non-zero, we can say that by comparison test, summation un and summation vn, the two series, summation un is the given series, summation vn is the series which we have selected, behave alike. The meaning is that their nature is same, behave alike. Since summation vn, we know the nature of this, is equal to summation of vn value is how much? Vn is 1 by n. So summation vn is nothing but summation 1 by n is a p series, 1 by n to the power of p equal to 1 is a p series. This is one of the standard positive series we have seen with p equal to 1 in this case. When p is equal to 1 or greater than 1, the given series is when p is less than or equal to 1, the given series is divergent. Therefore in this case also the series is divergent. It implies summation vn is divergent. Hence summation un, which is the given series, is also divergent. So we have established the result. This completes the solution. Let us consider one more example on a comparison test. Here it is asked to determine the nature of the series summation 1 by n square sine of 1 by n. So it is directly the nth term of the series is available here. So let summation un be the given series. So the given series has been considered as summation un, and directly it tells us that un value is the value which is directly visible in the problem, 1 by n square into sine of 1 by n. Now here our duty is to take the limit of the RHS, and we have sine of 1 by n over here. We know one important result as far as the trigonometric function is concerned, that is we know this thing sine theta divided by theta as theta tending towards 0. The limit of that, limit as theta tending towards 0 of sine theta by theta is equal to 1. So by using this standard limit we have to proceed here. So here we are having sine of, this is just like theta. So let us take this term as it is, 1 by n square as it is. In the bracket we shall write this is just like theta, sine of theta divided by theta. Let us write theta here is 1 by n. Now what I have done, I have divided by 1 by n. Therefore, in order to compensate that, I have to multiply by 1 by n. So I have multiplied and divided by 1 by n. Now this 1 by n, when we take it outside, it becomes 1 by n square into n, 1 by n cube. That we will take Vn in the later step. So here it is remaining sine of 1 by n divided by 1 by n. Now this is un on LHS. If we take Vn, so Vn we are taking it as 1 by n cube. So this becomes Vn, and the remaining thing as it is sine of 1 by n by 1 by n as it is. Now on LHS un we are having. This implies un as it is on LHS in the numerator. When we take Vn, it comes to the denominator. So Vn, un by Vn we will be having. The remaining thing is sine of 1 by n by 1 by n. That is, it is just like sine theta by theta. Now taking limit as n tending towards infinity. This is as per the principle of comparison test we are doing. So un divided by Vn equals to, on RHS also, limit as n tending towards z infinity of sine of 1 by n whole divided by 1 by n. Now if we put 1 by n equal to theta, this implies as n tends towards infinity, 1 by n tends towards 0. That is, therefore theta tends towards 0. 1 by n is theta. So as n tends towards infinity, it means theta tending towards infinity. Therefore this limit is going to be limit as theta tending towards 0 now. Instead of n tending towards infinity, we can write theta tending towards 0 of sine theta by theta. I have already given you the information here that we are going to use this formula. So the value of this is 1. So therefore the value of this limit is simply 1, which is finite and non-zero. So therefore by comparison test we are doing the conclusion. By comparison test, summation un and summation vn behave alike. The meaning is that their nature is similar. Since summation vn is a known series to us, summation vn is equal to summation of, what is the value of vn? Vn is available here, 1 by n cube. That is 1 by n cube is just like a p series. One summation of 1 divided by n to the power of p is a p series, with p equal to 3 and this value is greater than 1. When p value is greater than 1, the p series is always convergent. It implies summation vn is convergent. By the definition of p series and the nature of the p series, we can say when p value is greater than 1, the series p series is convergent. When summation vn is convergent, it implies the given series summation un is also convergent. So this completes the solution of this particular problem. So thank you very much. We shall continue with the next test, that is the D'Alembert's ratio test, in the next video.